Okay, and I think we are live. Let's just check here. Yeah, it looks like we are live. Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Saturday night. It's 7 p.m. on April 6th. Oh, I don't know why the logo looks a bit messy over here. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for tuning in this Saturday night. Tonight, we have a special webinar session where we're talking about how to appear confident during job interviews. All right. So, also like to thank PayPal. We're bringing you this webinar in connection with PayPal, so you can go ahead and create a free account on PayPal to get sure. It's free and it's very useful when you're going to be paid by clients. Okay. So we have a couple of people joining. Let me just share this in the Facebook group. Give me one moment here. Okay, and if you can hear me, if you can see me, just say hi. Just tell me where you're watching from, and does this topic excite you? How to be confident during job interviews. Is this something that you think is going to help your freelancing career? Okay, let me know. Let me know if this is a good topic or not. Because if it isn't, then we won't talk about it. We'll just end this webinar right here. But let me know, is this something that you think will help you? How to be confident live webinar. I'm just typing this up and sharing it with our freelancers in the Philippines Facebook group. All right. Yeah, let me know. Is this something that you think is going to be helpful? Yes, here. Why aren't the comments appearing properly? Okay, something's wrong with the comments, but I can see the comments. It's just hello JM, hello Philip, good evening guys. All right, nice to hear, and Lisa, that you can hear and see clearly. Let me just try to make sure the comments show properly here. Give me a moment. Facebook is a little weird when it comes to live video comments, so okay, let me just make sure I can see all the comments here, that it doesn't stop me. But yeah, is this something that you think is helpful for you? That's my question for you tonight. Do you think that this topic is going to be helpful for you or not? Hello Annalisa, hello Anna, hello JM, hello Anna. How come we have so many Ann related names? Hello Annalie, Annalisa again, naging si Sir, si Miss H, nagulat ako. Hi, hello Flor, hello Rhea, Sheila, Jake. Yes, you shared it in Flip right now. So yeah, tonight we're talking about how to appear confident during job interviews. Okay, so a great topic tonight. And if you're new to the freelancing world, I think this can be very helpful for you. Okay, so what I recommend is get a pen and paper. Let's get started. You don't want to miss out on the important learnings that you're gonna learn today. Yes, we have Clark watching from Saudi Arabia. Excited to learn on how can be confident during job interview. Very helpful for you. Great. Watching from Pasig. Yes, great to hear. This is going to help you. So I'm here to help you guys. And the reason why this is a topic we actually talked about this in the students group sometime last year. But the reason why I'm bringing this up with you again is because we noticed that a lot of the students, even yung mga students yung naka-enroll sa VA Bootcamp, and those who are in Flip who are not students, one of the biggest concerns of everybody is in confidence. It's confidence. And when we talk about confidence, there are two different concerns when it comes to talking about how to appear confident during job interviews. Okay, so let's take a closer look at this question first. Okay, so where's my PowerPoint here? So let's see how to appear confident. Okay, so what does this mean? Okay, so this is the first part. How to appear confident. What does this mean? So let's define ano yung meaning ng word appear. So appear, it's something to do with your appearance, diba? So how you look, the way that someone or something looks, how you face the client, what you show the client. And in real life, it's really hard to appear confident, diba? It's really tricky to appear confident. confidence isn't something that we can just learn in a single webinar, diba? And as freelancers, it's a lot different. We don't have to appear. We don't have to appear face to face with clients, right? Compared to, like, let's say you go for a job interview, diba? You have to sit in front of an interviewer. That's a different story. But when it comes to freelancing, we don't have to actually appear face to face with our clients. Most of our appearances are online, and this is an advantage for us because we don't have to dress formally. Kahit naka-shorts lang, diba? Pero yung top, you know, it looks nice, pero naka-shorts lang pala. We don't really have to do as much effort as it is when it comes to regular jobs, diba? Since most of our clients will be online, like I said, it's an advantage. We can control how we present ourselves. It's easier to control how we look, and it's easier to appear confident, especially when we're hiding from behind a laptop or a computer. For example, if I was delivering this in front, but we have, you know, when we have our live sessions, we have like, sometimes we have like 100 viewers, minsan umabot ng 200 something, but when I look at the camera, well, I don't see anybody, diba? So it's totally different. When we're talking to our client, we're just facing the computer, and we can. It's a lot easier for us to appear confident. Hello, Geraldine. Hello, Zeb. Hello, Abby. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments as well. Okay. Now, when we talked about confident, okay, because we were saying how to appear confident. Confident. The word confident or the word confidence, diba? It's a big word. Usually we think. When we say confidence, mayabang, diba? That's what we think it is. But if we look at the definition over here, it's a feeling of self-assurance arising from appreciation of one's own abilities and qualities. So, when it comes to online business, people, when it comes to online business, when we're talking about confidence, it's all about selling our skills to our clients. Okay, it's all about selling our skills to our clients. It's important that you have an appreciation of your own abilities, because when we're talking about selling our skills to clients, it's hard to sell something that you don't actually like, diba? When you're saying, "Uy, punta tayo sa restaurant tayo, hindi naman masarap. Punta tayo dyan," diba? You can't sell the restaurant. So same thing when it comes to selling your own skills. So I remember, as freelancers, we are selling your own skills. Even when you go for a job application, or even when I went when I interviewed for eTelecare, and I sat there and I had the interview, I was selling my own skills. I can take in calls. Same thing when we're talking about freelancing. You are selling your own skills. So you have to appreciate your own abilities then. You have to appreciate your own skills. If you want clients to believe in what you're selling, if you want clients to believe in your own skills, you have to be the first person to appreciate what you can offer. Yes, thank you, Abby, for sharing this. If you find this useful, guys, feel free to share it. I'd appreciate it if you share this as well. Hit the share button to share this with you should find a share button. Share this with others so that they can learn also about this, because it doesn't only just apply to freelancing, but even some normal job interviews for those that go to, let's say, corporate jobs. This can also apply. Okay, now when we talk about confidence, it's a very long topic, and we have mga emotions, we have mga childhood psychology, but we can't do that today. We don't have enough time to cover all of that today. So what we're going to focus on is practical methods for you to see easier improvements, for you to see instant improvements, kumbaga. So let's say that you're going to a mall, and then somebody approached you. Nasa mall ka, you're walking around. Somebody approached you and said, "Hello po, would you like to spin the wheel? Would you like to spin the wheel?" So it's free, and you can win mga cash prizes, diba? You can win a mystery amount. You can win $10,000. You can win, diba? Why not? Diba? Why not? Why would you? Well, would you spin the wheel? Would you actually do it? Let me see. Would you spin the wheel? Jake, I might try to answer this question later, Jake. Okay, if we have time. Okay. Oh, Let me just save that question here. How to avoid being overconfident. Would you spin the wheel? So if you saw a wheel, and then they're asking, would you spin the wheel? This wheel over here. Yes or no question. So just a comment yes if you'd spin the wheel, and no if you wouldn't spin the wheel. Well, if it comes to this, you can see that you can win $10,000, you can win $2,000, and whatever amount. Yeah, but of course you'd spin the wheel. Diba, Jaser, diba, Sa, right? You'd spin the wheel. Or would you say, when someone approaches and says, would spin the wheel, you win an amount, no strings attached, baka sabihin mo na, ay, wag na lang po, I'm not confident wala akong confident, so baka bankrupt ang makukuha ko, nakakahiya naman, di ba? Baka zero makukuha ko, nakakahiya naman. No, di ba? You won't say that. The logical thing is to spin the wheel. Even if you get $0, even if you don't win anything, bankrupt, you don't win anything, at least you tried, di ba? Di ba? You just spin the wheel. If you don't get anything, wala namang wawawala sa'yo, di ba? And if you win, why not, di ba? And you'll feel better when you found out the result, right? You'll feel better when you found out the result. Reading the comment here, ni Geraldine, patama, sir, as a sales lead, dapat confident ka sa binibenta mo. Need po na knowledge about sa product bago mo ibenta. Yun din yung ginagawa ko. Inahas ko muna yung skill ko para makabuild ng confidence. Nag-aaral pa din pa ko after sa pag-aaral ko ng course. Yes. So, di ba, you'd spin the wheel. You would take action. Okay, so that's our first confidence booster. Taking action. All you have to do is take action. That's all that you have to do. Let's go back to my PowerPoint presentation here. Where's the PowerPoint go? Oh, there it is. Okay, we always hear this. Okay, we always hear this as in our job as coaches. Na di ako confident. That's why I can't apply sa jobs. Hindi ko sineseryoso yung pag-apply ko kasi I'm not confident. When you have especially if you're a student, but you know that you've taken the course, you've passed the quizzes, you've submitted your assignments, you know that you have the abilities, and then what you need to do is you need to take action. You need to take actions. You can't say, "Saka na kapag confident na ako." You can't wait for confidence. Confidence, one of the ways to boost your confidence is from actually taking actions. It's from taking small or big actions. You can't just sit there waiting kasi hindi naman darating yung confidence if you say, sige, later na kapag confident na ako, right? And that's what a lot of people say. We ask them, natapos mo na yung bootcamp, or you already have the skills, marunong ka naman mag-programming or whatever, or marunong ka naman yung mga VA skills, the VA skills, why aren't you applying for jobs? And they always say, hindi pa ako confident, I can't do it right now because I'm not confident yet. Pero, what? Confidence just doesn't come out of nowhere, di ba? Hindi darating yung confidence if wala kang gagawin. So, you can't wait for confidence. One way to build confidence is from taking action. And what kind of action are we talking about? Okay. If you're in the bootcamp, it's like finishing the assignment, submitting proposals. If you enroll in courses, those kinds of things are taking action. Or even if you're submitting cover letters, that is taking action. You can't just sit there waiting for confidence to arrive. Once you start taking actions, then you build momentum. And all you need to do is spin the wheel. Diba? If you apply for a job and you get rejected, remember, wala namang mawawala sa'yo. Before you applied for a job, you didn't have a job. After you applied for the job, na-reject ka, wala ka pa rin job. So wala nang nawawala sa'yo. Maybe your time, maybe 15, 30 minutes, maybe an hour if you factor in yung cover letter, or 2 hours. But if you think about it, wala namang nawawala sa'yo. And you actually gained experience. That's what you did. You gained experience. And that's where we're here. You gained experience. Okay? Now, what, you know, when we're thinking about confidence, and let me look at the comments here. Yes po, game of luck. Pag para sa'yo, swerte ka, di ba? Pag zero na ko, better luck next time. But yeah, you might as well try, di ba? Exactly, sure. You might as well try. So, sige. When we're talking about experience, I said when if you get rejected, you still gain some experience. And when we're talking about experience, what do we mean by experience? The experience is knowledge or skill that is obtained from doing, seeing, or understanding things. So if you're taking action to gain confidence, you want to take action that gives you also experience. Whether that experience is from writing cover letters, whether that's experience from going to interviews and being rejected, experience pa rin yan. And I remember earlier in the meetup, kasi we were talking about this, and you know who I'm talking about, yung nanonood ngayon. You know who I'm talking about. Na if you went to the meetup earlier, na somebody said na ay hindi po ako confident, but I said, you know, you have to at least try. You have to at least try. And I remember one of our students before sa boot camp, she was very nervous. She had no confidence at all. And I remember we were listening to her interview. As in, wala talaga siyang masasagot sa interview. She was so scared she couldn't even say her name properly. Ganun. That's how scared she was. But sinadya niya na she'd go on many interviews. She'd go on many interviews so that she would be able to gain experience and be able to learn from experience and take action. And eventually, she got hired for jobs, and now she's earning 6 digits. So we have students like that then. And as you can see, it's all about taking action. Taking action, especially in things that can give you experience. Experience, whether that's, like I said, applying for jobs, going to interviews, whether that's doing the assignments, or if you're not enrolled in the bootcamp, practicing, creating your own portfolio. If you want to become a writer, you practice writing, then you gain more experience in writing, you gain more confidence in your own skills. Okay? So it's very important for you to take action. Okay, very important for you to take action. Now, when let's go back to confidence. Remember, what we're trying to do is we want to appear confident. We want to appear confident, and we only have 3 chances. We only have 3 appearances online, right? We only have 3 chances of appearing confident online. If you look at this guy here, diba, parang he's on the beach, pero naka-shorts pala siya, and then he has the he's doing like a Skype interview. He has the Americana and all that. He looks very nice on top, but naka-shorts pala siya. And he's still appearing confident. And we want to be able to appear confident. Now, like I said, we have 3 appearances online. And a lot of times, these are things that we take for granted. We take these for granted. But we have 3 main appearances that we can focus on to looking good. Okay? And if you put your best effort in these 3 appearances, it won't matter how you feel about yourself because you will appear confident. That's how clients will see you. So, what are these 3 appearances that we have online? First of all is our freelancer profile. Okay, so we want to appear confident in our freelancing profile. So over here we have an example of 2 different freelancing profiles. Okay, so as an example here, we have 2 different freelancing profiles. One is Deborah C, and one is we blurred out the name over here, and then insider healthcare writer, customer service professional. Okay, so if you look at these profiles, okay, so what I want to do is that let's have this short activity muna. look at these two profiles and try to, if you can tell me what's the difference between these two. Can you see this properly? But can you read the text? I'm not sure if you can read the text, but if you can read the text, tell me what's the main difference between these two profiles, aside from their picture, their location, their name, and so on. What difference can you identify here? Can I zoom in here, ba? Zoom in. Let's see. Oh, okay. I can zoom in, but so okay. So what difference can you notice between these two freelancer profiles? I'll give you a couple of moments to analyze these. Can you guys see this? I'm not really sure if you can see it, depending on your connection din kasi. Yeah, that's right, Sa. The overview. We can see the first two sentences of the overview. Like for Deborah, diba? What Deborah is saying is, healthcare is my specialty. I hold a knowledge advantage that benefits each of my clients. For example, my experience in revenue cycle management benefits my, and so on, so on. And then in the second profile, it's, I've worked in a BPO industry and worked with Amazon as a customer rep, and with Dish Network as technical support, and lastly with AT&T as a billing specialist. So if you look at the overview, if you look at Deborah's, healthcare is my specialty, diba? Parang the writing itself, parang ang confident, diba? You can see the confidence right there. Healthcare is my specialty. I hold a knowledge advantage compared to the second profile, which just says, sir, I've worked in the BPO industry, ma'am, sir, and worked with Amazon as a customer rep, ma'am, sir, diba? It's so, wala lang, you're just, so what? Diba? If you read the second profile, ano naman, if you're in the BPO industry, then what? So what? I don't care. But if you read the first one, healthcare is my, there's that confidence with the overview. So when we're looking at the freelancer profile, there are several things in the freelancer profile that we can show confidence in. Okay, and yeah, here the picture clarity, but we actually blurred the picture here. Lorenzana. Ren, the first profile shows that the freelancer is an expert in her field based on her choice of words. There, exactly. It's clear. It clearly shows that she's confident based on the choice of words. And even if you're not like totally an expert, but you can take the time. You can spend the time to. You can spend the time to focus on your profile. Spend the time, invest the time in your profile so that you can give it the attention and show a level of confidence in your freelancer profile. Okay, so you have the overview there. Also, we have our skills, the different skills we have here. Let me see if I can I laser pointer? Wala, in this mode, wala akong laser pointer. But you have the skills over here. You can see the different freelancing skills, the experience, and the portfolio. Also, these are different things in your freelancer profile. So in the VA Bootcamp, we go into detail in each of these sections. Okay, in each of these sections, the picture is very important. First impressions last, sabi ng Axe, which is no longer sikat pala. But back when I was a teenager, Axe used to be sikat. We have the overview, so the profile picture, the overview, the skills, the skills that you have listed, your experience, and your portfolio. Those are kind of like the top 5 elements of your freelancer profile. And so we go into detail. We don't have the time to go into detail today, but we cover that in the bootcamp as well. But remember that those are the top things in our freelancer profile, and you have to take the time. Remember, we only have a few chances of appearing confident to clients, so take the time to focus on it. See, so we have that over here. So number 2, what's the second thing where we have our appearances online, where we can appear confident to clients? Second is the cover letters. Okay, the cover letters, and we have these in the bootcamp. We have yung mga templates. We have the rope template, the AIDA template. So, but if you're not a boot camper, once again, take the time to write cover letters. Yeah, we do have the templates, the IDA and rope templates in lesson 10.4. If you're a boot camper, once again, even if you're not in the VA boot camp, check out our blog. We have different articles about writing cover letters. And once again, this is a very long topic, but take the time. One of the biggest mistakes that people make when it comes to applying online, applying for jobs online, is that they just create their freelancer profile. Wala lang, they just take a few minutes, write something in their freelancer profile, choose some skills, upload a picture na minsan isn't even a good picture. Parang morning look, we see that sometimes. And then they write their cover letters. Yung cover letters pa, copy-paste pa, paulit-ulit lang. And it's very obvious na it's just a copy-paste template instead of writing something that's personalized for the client. So if you're writing cover letters, you want to make sure that you're writing personalized cover letters for your clients. It's just like when you're writing like a love letter, sabihin natin. Of course, you have like an outline, a format na ito yung sundin mo, which is like we have rope and IDA for the bootcamp members. But you don't want to, use somebody else's love letter when you're writing it, right? So you want to make it personalized. You want to make it specific for the person you're writing it to, or in this case, the job that you're applying for. Okay? So let's move on to the third appearance online. Our third appearance online. I'm just looking at the message. Third appearance online is the interviews. Okay, so the interviews, and I want to ask you: are you scared of client interviews? You're watching this right now. Maybe you've been on client interviews, but I want to ask you: are you scared of interviews? Does it when a client says, "Sige, let's do an interview," does that scare you? Does that make your heart beat faster? Does that make you nervous? Let's see. Gising pa ba kayo? Oh, well, it takes like 10 seconds for us. But yeah, are you scared of client interviews? Have you experienced that when a client says, "Oy, sige, I like your profile. Let's schedule an interview." Has that happened to you? And while you're answering that, yes, okay, it's happened to you, right, Geraldine? And while you're sharing, just to share a story with you, we had I was talking to one of the VA Bootcamp members a few months ago, and then we're asking, bakit hindi ka pa na-hire? This VA Bootcamp member was very talented, very skilled. Parang it's impossible na hindi siya ma-hire. So we asked her, ba't hindi ka na-hire? And her answer was, well, I get invites naman sa Upwork, and the client asks me to go on interview. Pero whenever the client asks me to go on interview, I never show up sa interviews. In-India niya yung mga clients. She's not showing up for the interviews kasi takot siya sa interviews. Takot siya, and yeah, everyone here is agreeing na they're scared of client interviews. I don't know if you have your own story that you want to share, but yeah, we were talking to a student na parang ang galing-galing niya, she has all the skills, but she's not getting hired, and we were wondering why you're not getting hired. The answer was she never shows up to interviews. The client schedules an interview. She was sharing parang this client scheduled an interview, and parang she was just there in front of her computer, but she never actually answered the call, like the Skype call. She never answered it. She was there in front of her computer, but she couldn't click like the answer call button, the green button. So, and of course, we told her na, of course you're not gonna get hired. Of course you're not going to get hired, because how are you gonna get hired if you never show up to interviews? How will that happen? So this is also something. And I'm looking here. Yes. I'm watching from Vida. Nice topic. Great to hear you like this topic. Before the interview, I'm confident that I could make it. However, during the interview, I tend to stutter actually during the interview. So iba kaysa din. Not before the interview, but during the interview, natatense. Okay. But let me share this with you. Okay, let me share this saying with you. If we wait until we're ready, we'll be waiting for the rest of our lives. And that's Lemony's Ticket's series of the author of Series of Unfortunate Events. So if we wait until we're ready, we'll be waiting for the rest of your lives. Let me tell you a secret. Okay, one of my secrets, and I'm getting a lot of daming Slack notifications. I'll put this away. Sorry, hindi ako distract the phone. Let me tell you a secret, and this is like one thing I share a lot with people who ask my advice. I am never 100% ready. I've done talks in front of hundreds of people. I've done webinars. Like I'm doing this webinar right now, and I never feel 100% ready. Okay. Because if I kept on waiting, if I kept on saying, okay, hindi muna ka mag-webinar, I won't schedule this muna, I won't go on a webinar muna, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until I'm ready. It'll never happen. Because even I never feel 100% ready. And yeah, like I said, even for this webinar, I don't, and even when I go on talks, I don't feel 100% ready. And if you get like she is saying, the mental block siya during the interview, I'll go back and say you have to gain that experience. Because if you get whether you're gonna practice with a friend, with a classmate, or with an actual client, which is the best experience with an actual, kasi totoong experience na yun, di ba? Compared to if you're just doing with a friend, hindi naman 100% totoong experience. You can try, but it's not going to be the real experience. The only way that you can get over that roadblock is if you face it. If you, like I said, one of our students, her first few interviews, wala talaga. She was very scared. She was shaking their interview during the first few interviews. Pero later on, nasasanay na siya. And then that's when she was able to answer properly, to even answer na hindi na siya na mental block, na hindi na siya napapanic during the interviews. We have to start doing things. We have to take action. We have to gain experience, even if we aren't ready. Even if we aren't ready. Because if we keep waiting, walang mangyayari. We'll never be 100% ready. Okay? So, and that's something I want you to take home. Yeah, face it till you make it. Face it till you make it. You have to keep trying. Just like when you're practicing your shot in basketball, you keep on missing the first few times. If you wait, because it's like this, a lot of people will think, sige, I won't go and interview until I'm ready. So I mean, di muna ako magpapa-interview until I'm 100% ready. I'm not yet ready today. Mag-review muna ka ng lessons. I'll go practice. And then 1 month later, they'll say, hindi pa ako ready. And we've had students like that. But 1 month later, hindi pa rin ako ready. I don't feel confident. Sige, more practice, more learnings, ganun. But if we think about like basketball, a lot of Filipinos, we love basketball. If I took that, if I held the ball and I wanted to shoot, I wanted to shoot the ball. Pero say, sige, I won't shoot muna. Hindi muna ako mag-shoot until ready ako. I won't try to shoot the ball until I'm 100% ready. So I'll watch mga videos sa YouTube, I'll watch how to shoot the ball, videos sa YouTube. I'll study like how the ball works, yung tamang angle na pag-shoot ng ball, yung follow-through, ganun. But I say, sige, I won't shoot until I'm ready, until sigurado na I'll make the shot. But if you think about it, if you think about it, that's very funny, na you won't even practice shooting the ball because you're waiting until you're ready. That means you'll never get the practice. You'll never get the practice. If you just watch YouTube videos and say, okay, watch muna ako ng mga YouTube videos until I'll learn how to shoot the ball. Diba? You'll never actually be ready until you start missing. The first few times you're going to miss. The first maybe 10, 20, unless you're lucky, about like 50 times, especially if you're shooting like 3 points, you're going to miss. You have to dive right in. It's also with driving. The first few times, you're going to be scared. The first time you're doing like parallel parking, the first time you're backing, you won't be able to do it properly, but you have to dive right in, or you will never learn. Same thing with interviews. If you don't practice, if you don't go on maybe fake interviews and then real interviews, even better, you will never learn. Thank you, Alan. I like that you like the analogy. Yeah, diba sa basketball, it's like, if you think about it, if somebody tells you that, I want to learn basketball pero mag-YouTube muna ako, hindi muna ako magpa-practice until I'm ready, until I'm sure na ma-shot yung basketball, diba? Parang, huh? What does that, parang, what are you talking about, diba? It's crazy. Ganyan nangyari sa akin 2 weeks ago, sobrang kaba, di ko sinagot call the client. It happens, diba? But we have to do it. We have to practice. Miss those first shots, You have to miss those first shots muna until you get hired. And sometimes, diba, sometimes you're lucky. Sometimes, first try pa lang, 3-pointers, first time you hold the ball, first time you shoot it, shot pala, and then you're very happy. Same thing with interviews. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you get interviewed, you get hired right away. If you're lucky, if you're skilled, that can happen. But most of the time, you're going to miss. You're going to miss the first few times. Even when I started applying for jobs, I got rejected multiple times. And that's because I had to gain the experience. I had to gain the practice muna. Tama po kayo sa lahat. Great to hear. Yeah, you're scared, but we have to do things scared. We have to do things scared, or we'll keep waiting for the rest of our lives. Okay, so now that I've spent a few minutes on this point here. Okay, I spent a few minutes on this point here. Now, moving on, I could spend like a whole hour talking about this, but we have to move on. So moving on, I want to give you some tips. When it comes to preparing for the interviews. Okay. So first and foremost, confirm the date and time of the interview. And especially if you're talking to clients who are like in the US or different time zones, you want to maybe convert the time. Double check. Make sure na tama yung conversion mo, na you're in sync, na sabihin ng client, sige, let's meet at 10 a.m. And you go and you're there at 10 in the morning, and then you missed the interview pala. Pero he was talking about 10 o'clock in his time, not 10 o'clock in your time. So you have to synchronize with the client, and then you can use something like World Time Buddy to make sure na tama yung time is there. Second thing you can do is research about the client. Before the interview, I recommend that you research about the client. If you know their name, if you know what company they're working for, you can find them on LinkedIn, you can find their Facebook account, you can find out their website, find something about the client to learn more about their business, and this will give you some things you can build rapport with the client. You can say, oh, I saw your blog post, ang ganda ng sinabi mo sa blog post. Oh, well, of course, you're going to say that in English, diba? I like what you said in your blog post recently. So find something that you can build rapport with the client with. Okay. Third, you can prepare. It's still, even though I'm saying do things scared, it's still good to prepare. So prepare and print answers to common interview questions. So maybe you can Google common interview questions. We also have this in the VA Bootcamp, where we have the exercises, we have a mock interview, we have some questions over there. You can print them out and practice. Practice by reading the words out loud. Like you say, okay, if the client says, tell me a little bit about yourself, you're going to look stupid first. It feels very awkward, it feels very dumb, and it feels nakaka-stupid naman ito, diba? You're reading out loud like you're talking to yourself. Pero it'll help you. Parang just practice a little bit. Okay. As they say, face your fears. Stalk or peg muna. Yeah, just research. Hindi naman stalk, diba? Iba naman yung stalk. Tinatawag natin research, diba? That's not stalking. Research yan, diba? Nag-research ka lang. Okay. Number 4, make sure you prepare a question or two for the client. Okay. So a lot of the times clients will ask you, okay, do you have any questions for me? Okay. So you want to prepare, okay? You want to prepare like 1 or 2 questions for the client, because it shows that you're interested, rather than saying, oh, okay, I don't have any questions for you, sir, ma'am, you want to show that you're interested. So you can ask like, what are your expectations for this job role within the first few months? Or, what are the challenges that someone would face in this position, or you can ask like, what's the system for when I get hired? What's the system for training and onboarding a new hire? So you can have these kinds of questions for the client when they ask you, do you have any questions? Because most clients will ask that question before they end the interview. And another tip here is to dress to impress. Okay, you want to wear something that's presentable. If you're a girl, or maybe some guys, they also apply makeup, and some people will even like put on perfume para maging confident daw. Para maging confident, they put on perfume, just because it makes them feel better, and that's fine. But that's not a problem. It can, if it's something that makes you more comfortable, then go ahead and do it. But of course, you want to dress nicely. You want to wear something like this girl over here. Hindi naman siya overdressed, diba? Na parang naka-blazer. She's not wearing a blazer and everything. He's wearing something that's still presentable, still parang semi-formal looking, and she still looks professional, even though nasa bahay lang siya. So, dress to impress. Okay. Number 6, be online at least 30 minutes before the interview. Okay, and this is important. Okay, to be online at least 30 minutes before the interview, because one of the main reasons why this is so important is because alam mo na yung mga connection sa Pilipinas. There are sometimes the connection has a problem. I've experienced that before, where I was supposed to talk to a client and then biglang may problema sa connection. So I had to go to a coffee shop, and I used my phone for tethering for the data connection, and then that's where I took the call. You want to just make sure that everything's working at least 30 minutes before. Go on Skype muna. If you haven't tested your audio and video, test it muna. If you're using Skype, there's Skype call testing service, which will just check your audio to make sure that it's working. You can call one of your friends, or maybe if you have a family member, yung asawa mo, you can just call them on their Skype, even if you're in the same house, just to make sure that it's working. Walang problema, that they can hear you, that they can see you properly, and maybe that you're in a place na at least okay yung lighting. Hindi lang, the lighting not coming from the bottom, parang horror naman yun. Okay, tip number 7. Write a simple message to inform the client that you're online. So when you go online, say, hi Jason, letting you know that I'm ready for our interview at 10 a.m. Talk to you soon. And just letting them know that you're online, that you're there. Okay, it's also a reminder to them, reminding them that they're supposed to interview them, and showing them that you're reliable. You're someone who is on time. You're not somebody who is a last minute person. Even though sometimes we're very last minute, it shows na parang, oh, organized naman ito, diba? Parang they're very ready, they're very prepared. Ganon. Just reading the comments here. From Sheila Lianas. Sir Jason, thanks for this. It's a big help for us as a newbie. Great to hear. God bless you more. God bless you as well. Cheryl Geronimo. Tama po, hindi mo malaman kung kaya mo kung di mo susubukan, diba? Yeah, exactly. You have to try it. Nakakakaba pero kailangan magpa-interview. Sabi ko po sa sarili ko. Yeah, you have to do it. Just like shooting basketball. If you want to make that shot, you have to miss first. You have to make those misses first. Some Eliza, yes, nakakatulong talaga yung VA Bootcamp sa akin, especially sa interview. Nandun na lahat ng training, kaya nasa sayo na yan kung paano mo gagalingan. Even if you fail on your first interview, it doesn't matter. But count it on your experience na lang. Then move on at galingan pa more. Exactly, diba? It's experience. You gain the experience. You gain, you get more comfortable. Best friend ko si Skype call testing service. Lalo na pag may interview. You always call them. You have to call them before the interview. And then, diba? What yung script nun? Welcome to Skype call testing service. From British voice. That's a good suggestion, Chi. You could also record your answers while reading aloud to know if you sound just right. But once again, even if you don't sound 100% perfect, you will never sound 100% perfect. I hate listening to my own voice, by the way. So you can record and play it back. But remember, if it sounds weird, it's okay. I don't like listening to my own voice. So when I like mga videos, diba? Kasi when you're talking, and then it's different when you play your own voice recording compared to what you think you sound like, diba? Sometimes I think ang galing-galing ko, di ba? I sound very nice, pero sa recording, pangit naman ito, di ba? So, just know that. Okay, but it's good that you can listen to it. Listen, at least you're aware then of how you sound. Okay, moving on to tip number 8. Inform everyone in the house that you have an interview so that you can avoid interruptions. Okay, yung mga kids mo, yung asawa, unfortunately you can't tell yung mga aso, you can't tell them shh, meeting, diba? You can't tell them that. But your kids and your spouse, siguro you can tell them na you have a meeting, you have a call, you have an interview. This is very important. So no interruptions muna. Okay. Okay. And tip number 9 here is don't forget to smile. Okay, as you can see here in the picture, di ba, parang ang suwit niya tingnan, di ba? She looks very professional. May blazer pa siya. Background niya is very professional. Pero if you look at her face, parang ang sungit niya, di ba? Kasi she's not smiling. And smiling, even if it's, it doesn't affect your job, di ba? It doesn't affect your job if you smile or not. Pero it's when you're in an interview, you want to have that rapport, you want to have that connection, and smiling, diba? Smiling gives you that. When you see someone talking and they're not smiling, parang you get scared, you don't feel comfortable, you're thinking, may mali ba akong ginawa, ganun, diba? That's what you're thinking when somebody's not smiling, when they're talking to you. But when they're smiling, it's a lot more comfortable. Right? This is very psychological. Na smiling, when you look at this girl over here sa baba, parang you're also smiling then, right? Oh, she looks very happy, and you also want to smile. You also want to smile as well. Okay, so that's tip number 9, and we have our last tip over here: pray, hope, and don't worry. Pray before the start of the interview. Okay, pray before the start of an interview to whoever you pray for, or if you don't pray, then you can give yourself best wishes to yourself. Hope for a positive response, and then leave your worries behind. If the job's for you, then the client will contact you, even if it's sometimes maybe a week after the job interview. Some clients do that. They'll contact you and say, hey, it's been 1 week, I want to hire you. So pray, hope, and don't worry. If the interview's done, don't worry about it. Tapos na, wag mo nang isipin. Don't stress about it. Because if you get hired, good. If you don't get hired, move on, diba? Move on. In the words of Elsa, let it go. Diba? In the famous words of Elsa, let it go, move on, gain the experience, and move on to a new interview. Okay? So those are my tips for you. And remember, the 3 appearances online. So who can write down, if you've been taking notes, hopefully you've been taking notes, because we don't remember everything we just watch. If you're just watching, you won't remember everything. We only remember, I think, like less than 50% of everything that we watch, or something around that number. But yeah, we if you've been taking notes, what are the 3 appearances online? Where are the 3 ways that we can appear to a client online? Let's see, Ben. If you guys have been taking notes, if you have been listening, even if you're watching the replay, if you don't get, thank you next in pala, that's another song. Thank you next. Even if you're watching the replay, you can also chime in. Let us know if you've been taking notes. Parang hirap mag-smile, lalo na pinagkabahan ka. Pero kailangan itong gawin to impress interviewing and be positive. Yeah? And it's when you force yourself to smile. It's hard to smile sometimes. It's hard to even remember to smile. But when you force yourself to smile, you feel better. You actually feel better. And this has been proven scientifically. There are mga studies I read na even if you just force yourself, if pilitin mo, you'll actually feel better when you're smiling, when you force yourself to smile. Freelancer profile, cover letter, and interview. Wow, galing. Profile, cover letter, interview. Wow, nag-notes talaga sila. And of course we have the 10 tips. I won't ask you to type the 10 tips if you haven't typed them down, but if you have Notepad, you can copy paste. If you've been taking notes sa computer lang, copy paste it, but I won't ask you to write all the 10 tips down if you're like writing on a paper and pen. But let me just quickly go through these. And don't forget, diba? Don't wait until you're ready. Very, very important. Confirm the date and time of the interview. Number 2, research about the client. Number 3, prepare and print the answers to most common interview questions. Number 4, make sure that you prepare a question or two for the client. Number 5 is to dress and impress. Number 6, be online at least 30 minutes before the interview. Number 7, write a simple message to inform the client that you're online. Number 8, inform everyone in the house that you have an interview to avoid interruptions. Number 9, don't forget to smile. And number 10, pray, hope, and don't worry. All right, I hope that you learned yung 10 lang. Pray, hope, and don't worry. I hope that you learned a lot from this, from this, and I hope this helps you be more confident, or at least helps you take action. If this doesn't give you confidence, at least help you take action, because when you take action, you gain the momentum. Once again, even if you're not ready, take action so you can gain the momentum so that you can build that confidence as well. Okay. Now, once again, this webinar is brought to you in cooperation with PayPal. And PayPal, we recommend getting a PayPal account so that you can start getting paid as a freelancer. Even if you're not freelancing yet, PayPal account is very important. It's free lang naman, but once you start getting paid, you can process payment, you can accept payments through PayPal. And most freelancing platforms support multiple payment gateways. A preferred method by a lot of people is PayPal or local funds transfer. And when you're working directly with clients, PayPal it's the most recognized name. Of course, there are other names out there, but PayPal is the most trusted. It's the most recognized name. Just like when you're buying toothpaste, of course, there are other brands, but we always say Colgate, diba? When it comes to online payments, we always say PayPal. You can get international transfers. A client can send you money and you can transfer it to your bank account. Just head over to paypal.com. Okay. Also, if you're not a member of our VA bootcamp, we teach you the skills you need to learn. You have your classmates. We have a community, a very supportive community. A lot of the viewers today are from the bootcamp, and we provide a lot of support. We basically hold your hand until you get your first job over at vabootcamp.ph. Okay. And of course, if you're not ready to enroll because may bayad naman yung VA bootcamp, we have a free VA course which teaches you some of the basics. So if you want to get onto that, just head over to freevacourse.com. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we have any final questions or final comments here. Thanks again. I learned from you, likewise, the bootcamp. If you have any final questions or final comments, let me know down below. Sa, thank you for the tips, Jason. Looking forward to join the VA bootcamp. We'd love to have you, Sa. You can enroll and then you'll be part of the community. Now, some parting words. I had this translated. If you guys know me, you know that I'm Bisaya. I'm not Tagalog, so this is kind of hard for me. But for the benefit of all of you Tagalog speakers, I had this translated. Okay, so wag mong antayin na maging 100% kang handa or 100% na buo ang loob. Hindi darating yun. Basta gamitin mo lang kung anong meron ka at kumilos sa abot ng iyong makakaya. Oh, I read that well. How did I do, Anna? Let me know how I did, because she's the one who translated this into Tagalog for me. So those are some parting words I want to leave you with. I'll just stay on for a couple. If you have any more comments or any more questions, and if you found this useful, share this hit the share button. I appreciate if you share this with your family and friends. Hit the share button. Of course, like in the mga YouTube videos, like, comment, and subscribe. But hit like. Let me know what you think about this, and share. Wala namang subscribe button dito, so share na lang. Very nice po, sir. Tama. Thank you just for reading our comments. I'm excited to join the bootcamp. We'd love to have you in the bootcamp so that you can have that guidance and that coaching. All right. Thanks, Sir Jason. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Ayos yung Tagalog. Thank you guys so much for attending. I appreciate you taking the time on your Saturday evening, or if you're watching the replay, I appreciate you taking this time to even just watch the replay. Okay, thank you so much for staying on, and you have a great rest of the weekend. Bye, everybody.